What's up, guys? We're gonna 𝗏𝗏𝗣𝗘, and today I'm gonna be showing you why your beats or melodies might not sound the way you want them to. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Okay, so first I want to talk about sound selection real quick. And this is a template. I just changed up a few of the sounds, but this is a template I used for one of the older videos, and that's why we have the A# minor. So we're just gonna go ahead and use whatever's here, and if we need to transpose, we will. If the melody's too low. But for the sound selection, I think what a lot of people don't spend enough time doing is actually finding that perfect sound. Okay, because once you find that perfect sound, and I'll just play the sounds as I'll just so this is the sound that I liked. Okay, and I changed a few of these up. The piano is the same, if it'll load up. Okay, it's just the same preset. Okay, and then we have the serum. This is the same, and I believe the bass is the same. So when choosing sounds, as a producer, your job, right, is to find the best stuff that works well together, right? So you have to kind of balance what you like with what sounds good. For example, this bass, I didn't really want to use this with some of these other sounds, but out of all the basses I had, this one went better with the sounds that I had, so I just chose that one, right? But it's not my favorite bass, right? So what I would suggest doing is picking a main sound and sticking with that sound. And the reason for that is for mood. So this is kind of like a trippy type of sound, right? It's got reverb and stuff on it. So after this, every decision should support that mood, right? You don't want to have clashing moods, right? You don't want to have like something that's supposed to be like sad and trippy, and then you have like some super upbeat, techno sound right in there, right? So take more time on your sound selection and really curate those sounds and make sure they work well together. Okay, so what we can do now is actually go through on the next tier, and we can build our melody, and I'll explain some things there. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and make our melody, and we are in that A# minor. Okay, so with the melody, one thing I see people do is they learn how to make melodies finally, but then they forget what a melody is. Okay, now especially, and I'm more specifically talking like popular genres like pop, rap, stuff like that, where most melodies you can think of right now of your favorite songs, you can probably sing them, right? Because they're repetitive and they're the same. They don't change up that often. So a lot of people, sometimes they go too far where they'll make a melody, right, and it'll just keep going like this, right? But you want the melody to be catchy, right? So you want to have some type of structure, or something that repeats, that people can come back to. So even if it's something like this, right, and we'll make a simple kind of example. Even if it's something like this is something people can remember, right, if you play it enough, or if you build upon it enough, right? Not a great melody, but it's getting the point across, right? So let's actually put this into play with the actual melody. So we're in A#. Let me see, let's go back like this. So we're gonna start here, right, where we're gonna make a melody backwards, or a chord backwards. So if you were to build a chord up this way, you pretty much go the opposite. Okay, so we're gonna take this, and it's just a little quick trick to get a melody, and I'm gonna pull this to 1/2 beat, and we're just gonna make this real simple. So let's pull this up, and we're gonna make a melody from this. So let's pull this up. Maybe we could do something like that. Okay, and then from here you can just kind of add some rhythm, right? Not everything needs to play exactly. So if you wanted to, you could let's make a chord up from here, pull this down. Okay, and then from there you can kind of add any other notes that you think sound good. So let's skip over, so we're not playing exactly every point. Okay, that's fine for me. Okay, at least for this video, that's fine. So what we could do is copy this over, literally, and just this, right, just this note hitting, even though it's the same notes, it'll sound slightly different. Okay, so let's play it. Okay, so what we can do now is pull it over, and we're going to use some other tricks. And this is a simple melody, right? This is nothing crazy. Let's pull the bass notes down 5. Okay, you can go up 7 or down 5. It's up to you, or you can switch it around, whatever fits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then up here, okay, on these same notes, if you see we're in C sharp, if we take this, pull it up a few octaves, now we have somewhere to start our top melody so that we have like some variation. And then really we can just, you know, you can kind of just see. And let's kind of repeat that, but change up the bottom notes. So we're gonna take this, something like that. All right. Okay, so now we have a melody. So this is the core of everything now. So everything should support this, just like how we did with our sound selection. You can see how everything is coming together. So we spent a lot of time on this. Let's go ahead and add some counters, and then we can kind of get into the other drums and instruments and stuff. All right, so now we're gonna use our piano. So you can really use any sound that you want as long as it's a similar mood. So, you know, I have vintage glow on there. It's just a personal preset. And it's kind of a like that detuned sound, right? So with this, at this point, you know, you could layer, you can do a lot of things, but I think the best thing to do is to kind of mesh this into your main melody. Okay, now you can do like actual counters and stuff, but I feel sometimes it distracts from the flow of the main melody. Like even if we use something like that, I feel like if you're rapping or if you're trying to sing to this, that's distracting. So we want to mesh it in. So I'm gonna listen to where I feel like it could go first. And you're not locked into this repetitive, you know, melody making as well. So okay, so like maybe somewhere right here, let's do like a flam. And then we can kind of mess with this velocity too. So pretty much gonna use this chord here. Okay. And let's move this over. And then kind of use that same thing going on. And you can see how everything is kind of coming together. And let's copy that over. And then we can kind of throw, let's see. Okay, so let's build on this. Let's do a flam here. All right, just kind of curating this. Let me see. Let's fix the. Okay, let's see. Okay, I liked it lower. All right, so now we have our melody. It's not a repeating melody, but all of these are made to support our main. So we're gonna do the same thing with this next sound here. And then we can add our bass. All right, next up we have a little lead here. Now this sound is very similar to our first, so we can kind of get away with just putting it anywhere. So at this point you can kind of just have fun, because once you add the bass, everything will come together. But as long as we have that original foundation built, we're good. So let's just, I might fast forward a bit if I take too long, but I still want to try to keep it real time. So let's just pick some notes. Let's reverse that. Let's do a 1/4. Let's see what that will sound like. Just add some crazy pitches in there. Now let's do something like this. like I said, you're just having fun at this point, right? Because this, something like this second counter, I would probably put like somewhere in the middle of like a verse or something like that. Let's try. Okay, I'm cool with that. So what I'm gonna do here, we're gonna take this and pretty much just push it over. Let's see. Let's maybe chop one of these out. Make sure I'm zoomed in so you can see the notes. I want to do a flam. Bringing this one back in. Okay, that resolves nicely. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this so it's not perfect on that part. Mess with the velocity a bit. Let's see what this sounds like right here. No, I kind of like it chopped. And it could use some adjusting, but I think that's good. So yeah, let's move on to the bass now. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and throw in our little bass here just to kind of complete it. So just remember, it's the same thing. Now with something like this, you can really get away with just adding these in, because I feel like a bass line like this is it's just moving too much. So we can try to get away with just putting the simple ones down first. And if we need to adjust, we can. Let's try it. Yeah, no. Can we go lower? Nope. Okay, we'll just have to transpose later. So that's the bass, and now we can add in the drums. I could stop it here, but I need an outro beat for the video, so we can just throw these drums on. All right, so now we're gonna do the drums. Now there is one more tip that I want to show you at the end, and I saved it for the end on purpose. So what we're gonna do is just fly through these drums. I just want an outro beat, just something simple. So we can literally just do like a little 3-part like this, and then turn this down and just copy this to C. Let's just repeat these. Okay, I think that's good. So now let's go on to the effects real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some effects real quick. Now this stuff is really important. Now for this video, okay, this is a template, so a lot of this stuff it already has some like EQs. But I'm talking about effects as far as like adding effectrix, gross beat, reverb. Now, a lot of these sounds are custom, which means that I built them with the idea of not having to add effects later. So they have like reverbs and stuff on them. So they have pre-built-in effects, and most sounds you use nowadays will have that. But even after this video, I'm gonna render this down to a sample and probably try some presets and stuff like that. Okay, so do not forget to add effects and process your sounds so they don't sound super dry. Now, you probably noticed throughout the video, there was kind of a filter on everything, and that's on purpose. So I have this little filter, okay? And this is to kind of put everything into the same family, right? So I'm gonna turn it on and off. And of course, this is an extreme example, right? As you can see, the EQ, it's an extreme example, but I'm gonna turn it on and off. So this is on, and I'm gonna turn it off. You can see a lot of the sounds kind of went in the background. Some sounds you can't hear. The drums are super crispy, which is fine. Of course, we like crispy drums, but you can see they don't sound from the same family anymore, right? Even if we add the bass, even though the bass would probably be a lot louder, but it's way too overpowering, right? But when we add this, right, everything has that same tone. Now, like I said, this is very extreme. Obviously, I would not use this for the entire beat. I will pull it back, let the bass shine a little bit more, right? But I just want to use an extreme example. But don't forget to process and master those sounds, so you can kind of have everything sounding in the same boat. All right, but that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, renew, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.